Capricorn, welcome to your reading. Hope you're all well. Thank you for tuning in. It's the 1st of February 2026. I'm going to do you guys a general tarot read, see what comes up. Please take what resonates and leave what does not. So for Capricorn, what messages do we have for Capricorn at the beginning of a brand new month? What messages do we have for Capricorn? The Empress in the upright, King of Swords in reverse, the Eight of Cups in the upright, and the Knight of Cups in the upright. So, you're nurturing something, yourself, a situation. You're in a nurturing, abundant energy, or a situation, or someone is wanting to care for and look after. But there's a cold energy here, King of Swords in reverse, a cold, detached sort of an energy. Possibly manipulative. And moving on, letting go. Personal growth, having feelings for something, perhaps wanting to nurture something, but also feeling detached and perhaps wanting to move on. You could have someone, or you could be offering your cup of emotion, love, to someone, a situation, to yourself. Someone wants to offer love, growth, nurturing, care, but someone is a little cut off, detached, and perhaps wanting to move on. Let's see what these could be about for you. So, the Empress. Why is the Empress here for Capricorn? Four of Cups in reverse. Acceptance, forgiveness, accepting disappointment perhaps, or some sort of hard feeling. Accepting something for what it is, and although you might still have some feelings involved here, you might know it's best to move on. King of Swords in his reverse energy. Why is he here for Capricorn? The Star. Remaining hopeful, or coming to some sort of renewal within yourself, or within a situation, or within a connection. The Empress and the... Here we go again. My cards were doing this all day yesterday. Excuse me. The Empress and the Star, that's a very strong energy of hope, faith, balance, renewal, growth, abundance. So someone here wants, well, they want to be in a good place, or they are in a good place, but there's some mixed feelings here. Or perhaps you are just getting into a more positive, renewed, fresh energy within yourself. Eight of Cups, Why is the Eight of Cups here for Capricorn? Ah, there he is, the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups with a fish in a cup offering you, well, a fish in a cup. Could have offered you a glass of wine or a pint of beer or a cup of tea. But he offered you a fish in a cup. Pages are dreamers, charmers. They're somewhat young in their approach. Not really 100% sure of their feelings. So you could have a page here that's offering you emotions, feelings, love, but you're not too sure about something here, and you'd rather have a knight. You know, someone who's a bit more sure of themselves, a bit more mature and in their feelings, and someone who's a little bit more stable, as opposed to a page who's full of dreams and emotions, but he's not quite mature enough yet to be sure of his feelings. Not quite sure he feels something, but he's not quite sure whether he's ready to commit and be consistent, like a knight in shining armor here. So you could have an offer here, but I'm seeing two energies here. Someone who's offering love, quite charming, quite, you know, and then there's another person that's a bit more mature, a bit more grounded, level-headed, knows what they want, they're offering it, they're, you know, they're a bit more sure of themselves. So could be two energies here. Or it could be your feelings, wondering if you are committed to a situation or a person, or just not being sure of your feelings about something. Are your feelings a bit wishy-washy, a bit not quite sure if this is, you know, my true feelings or not? Or are you a knight in shining armor and feeling, yes, this is definitely what I want, this is definitely how I feel? Why is the Knight of Cups here for Capricorn? Five of Pentacles. So this could be you, Capricorn, feeling somewhat rejected. Perhaps you've offered love and emotion to someone or a situation, and they're King of Swords in reverse, being a bit cold and detached and, well, not really opening up to you. And it's leaving you feeling somewhat rejected, in a place of loss, in a place of lack, in a poverty kind of mindset. A sort of woe is me mindset. Not feeling in a very good, warm or inviting sort of a place. Four of Cups in reverse energy. Why is it here for Capricorn? Nine of Swords in reverse. So getting out of some sort of negative mindset or limiting belief. Perhaps something you've been thinking about over and over again, and it's been causing you some worry and anxiety. And perhaps it's you, King of Swords and Knight, perhaps or someone here is trying to detach from this, trying to detach, or trying to switch off from it, or trying just to free themselves from it in some way. Why is the Star here for Capricorn? Five of Swords. So, another card of freeing oneself, walking away, accepting defeat in a battle, walking away while you still can perhaps, or just accepting that it's easier sometimes not to deal with something, or know when you've you know when something's at a loss, know when something's at a defeat, and accepting that. Page of Cups. Why is the Page of Cups here for Capricorn? Ten of Pentacles. So, the ultimate in stability, the ultimate in abundance, finances, solid, stable. A very good, solid, strong foundation. Perhaps this is you, perhaps this is what you are seeking, or perhaps this is where you are at. Perhaps this is what you are hoping for, but at the moment you're feeling not very stable, not very welcomed, somewhat rejected, and you are looking for stability, commitment, loyalty, something that is built, something that is solid. But what you are getting is a fish in a cup, and that is not quite what you were hoping for. You were hoping for a nice glass of perhaps Merlot or something a little bit more sure of itself. Something that tastes better, not something that leaves a horrid taste in your mouth. Five of Pentacles. Why is the Five of Pentacles here for Capricorn? Six of Swords. And you are wondering whether it is time to move away, move on, transition, move into, well, someone's giving you a choice. Someone's giving you no choice here, I'm feeling, but to detach, move on, because they're not giving you much to go on in a situation. They're not giving you very warm, inviting energy. And you are perhaps, well, let's keep going. I'm not sure because the cards are not, you are seeking stability, but I'm getting the feeling that you are not getting it at the moment. You are seeking growth, abundance, progression. But I'm getting an energy very much of wanting to walk away from something because you're not getting that. Nine of Swords in reverse. Why is it here for Capricorn? Nine of Wands in the upright. So, persistence, perseverance, standing your ground. Standing up for something, persevering with a situation, rising to a challenge, and being there for it, defending it. But, okay. Well, you have been, and now you're sort of wondering if you should have at all, or whether you should have just given up the battle a while ago, because it was never going to lead you to victory. Five of Swords. Why is it here for Capricorn? Ten of Swords in reverse. Feeling betrayed, disappointed, betrayed, neglected. But you're trying to recover from that. You're trying to pick the swords out of your back. Trying to heal, trying to recover, trying to come to a better place within yourself. Ten of Pentacles. Why is the Ten of Pentacles here for Capricorn? The Moon. So, some things that are unknown, some things that are hidden, some sort of secret or just unknown energy. Again, I'm getting that something that is quite up in the air, but you're not any wiser as to why it's up in the air. You're not sure what's going on, or you're not seeing something, or someone's not telling you something or showing you something. Someone's not updating you. Someone's not keeping you updated on what's happening here. And yeah, Six of Swords, the Star in reverse, and very up and down, feeling hopeful, but yet feeling defeated, betrayed, and not losing hope in a situation, losing faith in a situation. And perhaps it's leaving you feeling a bit up and down in your energy. Not, you know, not leaving you feeling so great at times, and betrayed and disappointed, unsure, neglected, unthought of, unappreciated. Nine of Wands. Why is it here for Capricorn? Knight of Wands. So, there is some sort of attraction here, or some sort of fiery energy. Someone who, again, in the Page of Cups there, someone who is charming, flirty, exciting, confident, quite alluring. So that could be a factor in this, but when it comes, I'm seeing that someone here is not very deep when it comes to talking about real feelings. They're good at flirting and good at charming and, you know, attracting. They're good at the fiery stuff, but when it comes to deep feelings, they're somewhat unsure. Ten of Swords in reverse. King of Wands. So there's some fiery, quite strong fiery energy here. Yes, the passion of flirtation, of attraction, of all that sort of thing, but there's also a fiery energy here of wanting growth, to go forward, to make something happen, having a vision, a long-term vision, to get things done, to put things into motion, to put things into action. And I don't see much of that going on at the moment, apart from the Knight of Wands action, which might be in the mix there. Why is the Moon here for Capricorn? Seven of Wands in reverse. Sorry, I can't read these cards. Is that because they've got too much graphics on them? No, that's in the upright. Sorry, Seven of Wands in the upright. So, yeah, it's something you've been persevering with here, making a stand for, fighting for. Something that you feel has been worth fighting for, or something you're desiring or passionate enough to stand up and fight for. This stability, or this whatever it is. But you're wondering if it was worth the fight, because I'm getting very heavy energies of, well, moving on. Moving on, because I don't think this fight's being won at the moment. I think someone here has put in a lot of fight, a lot of effort. They've persevered with something, but they're not getting much in return. The Star in reverse. Why is it here for Capricorn? There's that Five of Cups again. Yeah. Sadness and just feeling a little bit, well, quite a lot disappointed with it. Holding on to some sort of emotion here, holding on to some sort of baggage, resisting walking away because you, well, perhaps you're fearing failure in whatever situation this is. Or you don't want it to all have been a waste of time. Knight of Wands. Why is he here for Capricorn? Two of Pentacles in reverse. And yeah, you're feeling very overwhelmed. You're perhaps feeling frustrated, overcommitted. You're becoming impatient. You're becoming overwhelmed, impatient, overcommitted. You feel like you're stuck. You need to, well, you're lacking balance. You need to get your priorities straight. You need to make a plan of action like the King of Wands. You can't keep sort of holding all this when there's no real reason for it to be held. If nothing is going to progress, then why am I holding on to all this? Why am I dealing with this? If the battle is already lost, then why am I still fighting for it? King of Wands. The Empress again. You really nurtured, yeah, you've nurtured, you've really this is something you've really applied yourself to, a situation you've really given effort to, a situation that you really wanted growth in. You had love, a care for this situation. You wanted something to manifest, to be created, to be born. But I'm not seeing that it is. Seven of Wands, the Sun. So, could be that this situation, this thing, whatever it is, makes you feel happy, makes you feel positive. It's something that you really, you know, you really want, you really desire, you really want it to grow. But it could also be that you're now seeing something, the light is being shone on something. The moon, the sun, what was hidden is now becoming clear because the sun is shining its light on it, and now you can see clearly what it is that you do and do not have to do, or what is, you know, what makes you happy and what doesn't, and how you can bring renewal and joy back to yourself after being in a rather, well, cold and what looks to be one-sided place. Five of Cups, strength. Yeah, finding your power, your strength, your Empress energy to make a decision here, perhaps. Finding your courage, your inner strength, your inner power to perhaps make a decision or weigh this all up and reprioritize and balance this out, because you're overwhelmed and you can't keep kind of going on like this if there's no reason to be doing it. Two of Pentacles. Why is the Two of Pentacles here? Three of Wands in reverse, because there's no, it doesn't seem to be growth or direction here. Something's stunted, it's delayed, it's not happening, it's lack of planning, there's no real plan in place, it's just an aimless kind of drifting, and all the while standing up for something or believing in something or wanting growth in something, but there's no real plan or vision for that to happen. The Empress. The Emperor in reverse. The Emperor in reverse. He's pretty stubborn, hard to deal with, somewhat arrogant and controlling. Perhaps you have been stubbornly holding on to this. Or perhaps you're dealing with a situation that's in its sort of more negative energy, fiery energy, reckless, impulsive, difficult, stubborn. Why is the Sun here for Capricorn? Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, like I just said, you might be dealing with a situation or someone within a situation that's a little bit impulsive and kind of reckless, perhaps argumentative, or very stubborn-minded, very sort of narrow-minded, very oh, I'm trying to find the words and I can't, it's there, but I can't find it. You know what I mean? Very, anyway, I'll leave that. Very unpredictable. Hey, there it is. Right, strength. Why is strength here? Ten of Swords, yeah. This is something that you're feeling betrayed, feeling lost. It's wounded you. Or you're feeling failure here. Perhaps you're feeling guilty or blaming yourself for whatever's going on in this situation. Let's get one from the top of each deck. Seven of Pentacles in reverse, the Chariot in reverse. There's that Knight of Wands again. The Sun in reverse. King of Swords in the upright. The Moon again in the upright. Knight of Cups again in the upright. So plenty of synchronicities here for you, Capricorn. I'm going to put these into their suits a moment and just make sure that I haven't missed any other messages that might come through looking at them in their suits and picking up the overall energy, although I think I know what the overall energy is, but you never know what you might find when you look at things differently. Aha, maybe that's a message in itself. One moment. Okay, what I see here is a situation that you wanted growth in, you're very passionate about, and perhaps it's been more of a physical connection situation, a fiery kind of attractive, possibly casual, passionate, all that kind of thing. But in the moment, yeah, that's all great, but you've got someone here they're conflicted, or you're conflicted. Someone's waiting here. Someone's been waiting, and I'm getting this is your energy, Capricorn, because they're Pentacles. But you've been waiting on something here that you've invested in, or you've put effort in, you've stood up for, you've fought for, you've been persistent with. You've defended this, you've stood up for this. But it's leaving you now. You've waited perhaps a while for this. Perhaps this has been more of a physical connection. And someone here is being non-committal. They're being up and down in their feelings. They're 1 minute they're a Page of Cups, kind of being all dreamy and charming, and then they're sort of giving you Knight of Cups energy. Yeah, I'm committed, I'm here, I want this, you know. But then in the next minute they're being a Page of Cups. I'm not really sure. Yeah, you know, I'll let you know. But they're not letting you know, because you've got the King of Swords here in reverse. They're cold, they're detached, well, perhaps they're not very nice at times. There's a decision here that needs to be made. It's not being made. It's not being made. There's an element of illusion here, perhaps secrecy, or they're being very secret in their true emotions or their plans and you're feeling up and down here. You're feeling rejected. You're feeling in a lonely sort of a place. And you're hoping perhaps, or you're looking for, Ten of Pentacles, stability, solid, committed. But at the moment, I'm not seeing that happening. I'm not seeing any direction here. It's sort of just floating along in this perhaps more physical aspect, but it's not progressing into stability. And you're feeling betrayed. You're thinking about walking away. You're very much in your mind about this, up and down. You're I'm getting this false sense of hope, this sort of illusion that perhaps this person is presenting to you. Yeah, this is going to be, you know, this is going to be a 10 of Pentacles, but actually all they're giving you is a Knight of Wands. They're kind of, they're being all dreamy and charming in the moment when the feelings and the passions are high. But after that, they're kind of detaching again. Very non-committal energy, very possibly emotionally avoidant energy. All about the passion, but when that dies down and the flames die down, it's cold. It's really cold. Extremes here, from super hot, super fiery, super, you know, all that kind of palaver, super hot to super cold. That's the only way I can explain that. Really on or really off. So I'm seeing that this is what the energy is at the moment. And obviously that's the situation, what it is. And that's, you know, only you can deal with that. Your free will, what will be, what won't be, won't be. Who knows what's ahead of us. But yeah, this is your one to deal with, Capricorn, however you see fit. So this is your reading. Thank you for tuning in. I hope it helped. If it did, please give the video a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. And if you'd like some more readings, please subscribe to the channel. If you would like more readings based specifically on love, please head over to my other channel, which is Raven Oracle Tarot. Until next time, lots of love, best wishes. Bye-bye.